Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to look into the life of a gambler and how the South African government is planning to curb that. So with South Africans having gambled with more than 1 trillion rands on the 2023-2024 year, gambling, especially online and betting, is increasingly being used by people to cover essentials like rent, school fees, and food, or is just becoming a monthly expense since winning is not guaranteed, as in 99% of the time the gamblers are losing since the house always wins. So what happens in gambling is the house always wins, you know. Those people, they're running business, they're there to make profit. So who is bringing all that profit is the gamblers. Who is bringing all that money? The gamblers, you know. They have employees to pay and all that. So they really need all that money so that they can pay their workers and run their businesses. There's a large gap between people experiencing and those seeking help. So a lot of people really don't seek help when it comes to gambling. So what is the government proposing? Remote gambling and national gambling amendment bills are being pushed to update outdated laws. These aim to regulate gambling. Currently, mainly online platforms operate in legal gray zones or illegally. Player protection measures, proposals to mandate responsible gambling tools in all licensed operations, deposit limits, timeouts, self-exclusion, um, age verification, strictness, as even children under 18 years are now gambling. So you know what happens is most of these kids, they're now gambling because they're doing it on their phones, and the phones, sometimes they even steal the IDs of the parents or the adults, or even the adults themselves. They're actually like registering all this for these children online so that they can gamble. You know, it's so tricky and difficult. They also plan to prohibit credit extensions by gambling operators so people can't gamble on credit, because people are even going as far as borrowing money so that they can gamble. They are gambling on credit. Crack down on illegal on unlicensed gambling. Advertising and marketing controls. There is increasing attention to restricting gambling advertisements, especially in media platforms and times when minors may see them, because some of these adverts, they're actually played during the day when children are still awake, and they see what's going on. And most of them, they're so curious to see or to know as to what it is all about. Proposals to increase taxes or levies on gambling operators or treat gambling like sin goods such as tobacco and alcohol, which is right, because even religious gambling is a sin. Like in religion, gambling is actually a sin. It destroys lives, souls, and all that, because it is that bad. Offering free counseling treatment referrals are being expanded via the South African Responsible Gambling Foundation. This one is a bit tricky because this body has always been there. There has always been this toll-free number thing, but people, they're still committing suicide. They're still gambling their lives, and it hasn't been helping, to be honest, when it comes to this one. This is surprising because the board has always been there, even with a toll-free helpline, but the problem is escalating daily as more and more people are drowning in debt because of gambling. There's been several suicide deaths reported due to losing money. A lot of marriages were destroyed because of mismanagement of finances, as most gamblers are now putting gambling first due to addiction. Most of these gamblers are living in poverty due to losing money, saving salaries, selling cars, homes, and even personal belongings like clothes and gadgets, even furniture. As the government is trying by all means to curb this, it is going to be difficult as gambling is so addictive. As most of these gamblers are now suffering from anxiety and depression, and gambling is giving them that temporary relief for the time they place their bets and wait for the so-called millions they think they will win when the results come. So you know what happens is when someone gambles, they kind of feel that relief. I don't know how to explain the feeling. Then, as they wait for the results, it's like their mood is lifted because in their minds are already planning for what they will do with the money, all those things, only for that feeling to drop once the results come back because obviously they have lost. That's how most people now end up um, committing suicide because of that, you know. So it is very difficult for it like to just go away. Stopping this is very difficult. The only thing one can do is not to start. Because once you start gambling, it is very difficult to come back. It is that difficult. It's more like drinking alcohol. Those people who are on drugs, those people who are drinking alcohol, those people who are smoking, that's how it feels. It really gives that relief. It's so crazy, but it gives that relief. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching.